Okay, let me speak directly now to some viewers. Or rather, let me speak broadly in relation to some viewers' perspectives. I think that's the thing, because I don't know who you are. I've got no idea, so how can I speak directly to you? I just simply know nothing about you. You've got some sort of a handle, some sort of a picture, and it's text that I am having a relationship with. So let's get that thing first and foremost primary in our minds. I don't know who you are, people, unless you have had a relationship with me. Either I have had video calls with you, or I've seen you in the flesh. I do not know you at all. So don't be taking anything too personally, because you'd be looking ridiculous and showing yourself for being not very thoughtful, to be fair. And you know, that variety of person constitutes about 99% of the world, so you wouldn't be alone in that. But my channel is trying to extract the very few thinking people into joining a small fraternity whereby we can share thoughts that we have that percolate and bubble away in our minds, and things that we put together because we kind of like building the jigsaw puzzle of this world, and we're putting the pieces here and there. And so they're the sort of people that I'm looking for. I'm not looking for Christian adherents or Muslim adherents. I'm not looking for any adherents to any cult, people. And I am not a guru for you to follow, and I made that perfectly clear. And the most heinous of all, probably on an equal footing to these devout, dumb Christians, is the love and lighters. I put a lot of work actually into making sure that those people, if they should fall upon my videos, they most certainly don't stick around. All that I do in my videos, people, is very, very carefully thought out in the larger expanse of cosmic consciousness. I don't think, oh, I'm going to say this or I'm going to say that on any particular video. You can see that my videos are a free flow of consciousness, and I just have a theme sent to me, this avatar, to conjure up into some sort of a digestible format for you to glean something from. Now, in recent times, I have asked long-term viewers, so how's the channel changed? You know, what have you taken? How have you grown? And all these sort of things. Well, I've had quite a lot of exceptional appraisals, really, really top appraisals, which anybody would be flattered and delighted to have received. And so for those who took the time and effort to write those, I thank you very much. And I really appreciate the fact that you can see. You are seers. And you are not tainted or perturbed or diminished in any shape or form from coming forward and saying the positive because there's one little kernel of negative that I once said in one of my videos, and now you resent me for the rest of your life. No, that's for the fool. They're idiots that do that, and that's why all of those that you haven't put anything down, then you're probably one of those. So I'm a very straight shooting, talking variety of person, the like of which you do not get anywhere on YouTube. You just simply do not get them. I'm not afraid of losing subscribers. I don't give a flying fuck about subscribers, and I don't give a fuck about your allegiance with me. What I give a fuck about is speaking sense, which I am compelled and driven to do by the cosmos, seeking out, filtering out those that grok what I'm saying, and those that can feed back something which is in a similar vein to what I'm saying, and then we can enjoy our journey together as avatars. And if somebody wants to tell me a near-death experience or a spiritual experience of some variety, then I have an interest in that, because that's my bag, and so that's what I'm reaching out for. And you know, more and more I'm starting to get people come forward. But on the other hand, I tend very often to get people come onto my channel who are new and start singing songs about how wonderful I am. And I go, I'll give it time. Give it time. How many videos have you watched? 5 videos, 10 videos. Look, if you still feel like that, and I hope you don't, and I'm going to do everything in my power to ensure that you do not, but if you still think that the sun shines out my arse in having watched 50 videos, then we need to talk. But the last thing I'm looking for is for anybody to tell me how wonderful I am because I'm satisfying all their needs. No. They can tell me how wonderful they think I am via my thinking ability and my appraisal and my assessment of what's going on here. I'll accept that. I'll accept a quality appraisal of what this channel has to offer and how it goes about it. As far as anything personal being, then I've little interest. And the reason why I little interest people, because I know how fickle people are, and one minute they love you, the next minute they fucking hate you. And so I start off on the premise where I'm going to make all you hate me from the fucking beginning. And then if you stick around, great, that's going to be of good service to you. It's not going to benefit me. You sticking around isn't going to benefit me, trust me. But having said that, I do appreciate those who have stuck around through thick and thin, that can see through the tactics that I deploy to extricate Christian fools, the hypnotized variety. If there is a true Christian and they've got legitimate experience for being a Christian, and if they can tell me that they've seen the egregore, they've seen the avatar, they've had all these crazy absurd experiences, some of which I've had myself, I'll go, okay, and if you want to project onto this fiction of Christ that he's the man, he's the love, he's the one, he's the light, then okay, you can follow that. But I never would. I'm never going to put all of my eggs in one basket. It just doesn't make sense to me. There's a whole bunch of stuff we can be choosing from out there. We can choose Hermes Trismegistus, we can choose Krishna, we can choose the Buddha, we can choose lots of other mythological entities who we want to have an adherence and a following to because we admire their attributes. And lots of people, they follow these Nordic sort of mythologies and ideologies, you know, because they're more like a Viking warrior. And I've met so many men that need a role model, you know, and so therefore they follow Thor, or they follow Wotan, or they follow, you know, Apollo or Zeus, or just something like this, you know, because that touches them in a way that serves them. And so I think I've covered most points here. I'll cover some more when in the midst of reading this comment. Now this is from Professor Lisunia, Prof. Lisunia. There's a blonde middle-aged woman depicted in the thumb. Now then, when this woman, hi Prof. Liz, whatever your handle, you know, whatever you want to be, I don't know. You see, you're not even human from that, are you? Is your name Liz? Are you a professor? Who the fuck are you? You know, why the mystery? You know, anyway, when this person came on to my channel, it was all, wow, 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 thank God I found you. I've been looking for you all my life. And I'm like, give it time, baby. Give it fucking time. I'll fuck you up somewhere down the line. Because the last thing I want are these mindless followers, people that fall in love with me, people that fall in love with the message that I am giving them, because with a few videos it touches what they've been wanting for so long. No, I'm not giving it to you. And I have a sister who always used to be wanting to come round to bring me peace offerings. She'd bring me meals. Look, for instance, it'd be meal time, and I've lived long enough on my own to be able to fend fend for myself. And so she might just get to thinking that, well, it's mealtime already. The chances are Aaron's cooked and got his own meal, he's going to about to eat it, or he's even ate it. But no, in her infinite wisdom, she doesn't think that. She brings round a bowl of piping hot food, and here, this I've made for you. And I'm supposed to open the door. Wow, my God, I was just thinking, I'm so starving, I've got no money, I've got no food in the cupboards. Oh, come on in. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. No. How it went is this. I'd open the door and she'd stand there with this fucking pot of piping hot food, and I'd go, what the fuck are you doing? I've already eaten. What's that? Lift the top of it off like that. And I go, I don't eat that. You know I don't eat that shit. Why are you bringing me shit I don't eat? Yeah, well, I just thought, yeah, you just thought. Well, next time, why don't you just think what I may have been thinking, and look at what time it is, and ask yourself whether I would have fucking fed myself food that I wanted to eat. You know, okay, great, nice gesture, but, you know, if you want to do a nice gesture, why don't you phone me up one day and say, listen, do you want to come out for a meal one day? Do you want to come round for a meal one day? I'm cooking this, I'm cooking that, give me a choice, yeah? Don't just be forcing it on me, and then forcing out my joy and my ecstasy and my, you know, love for you, because that's all she wanted. She just wanted to be loved. She wanted to be, oh, thank you, sister. Oh, I love you so much. I don't go there. I don't do it. I don't give it to anybody. I don't give that to anybody. I'm never going to give people what they want, because then they're going to be coming back for more and more and more. And I've got more than I can handle in that out here in my own garden. I've got a dozen white doves, half a dozen grey doves. I've got blackbirds and sparrows and robins. I've got squirrels. I've got magpies and all different sorts of stuff. That's just to get in a little bit used to what I've been saying. And so they're all hanging around in the trees. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? And then they get lazier and lazier. And then they stop taking flight and going looking for their own food. And they become highly dependent. And so I change it up, I mix it up. I don't feed them at the same time every day. Sometimes I don't feed them at all. Got to keep them on the toes. Got to keep them with their own autonomy. So that's what I do to you. Bear in mind, that's what I'm doing to you. And then when you want all this wonderful love and light stuff from me, I'll throw a video in the fucking pile that's going to fuck you to the core. Yes, that's what I'm doing, people. It's all a preventative measure to stop sycophants. I'm not having sycophants. Having sycophants raise me up on a pedestal isn't going to do me any good at all. Because there's going to come a day when you're going to gather together with your fucking torches and your pitchforks, and you can be coming for my fucking head like the fickle fucks you are. I can't stand fickle fucks, so fuck off. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, those of you that get where I'm coming from, and you don't need someone to cling to, you don't need someone that's, you know, telling them, you know, living water and this, that and the other. You know, you can take my living water and then take it from anywhere fuck else. Take it from any other fountain. But don't be dependent on my living water, you know, because sometimes it's going to taste a little bit bitter. And, you know, what I will say also, if it was good enough for Jesus, it's most certainly good enough for me. You see, fuckers, they're all like, oh, live and light, oh, Jesus, oh, you say something about Jesus, and they're always forgetting that Jesus says, fuck the dead, let the dead bury the dead. He also said, fuck the idiots, don't be throwing pearls to swine. And so that's what I've been saying. I've been saying something very, very similar. But you're forgetting that he said that. He didn't give a fuck about these spiritually dead people. He said, let the fucking dead bury the dead. You, the living ones, the one with living spirit, you come with me, because you're the only ones that are going to come remotely close to getting what I'm saying. All the rest of them, they are fucking spiritually dead. They will never, ever, ever get it. They'll just be maybe looking for some sort of, you know, God up in the sky, and they won't be reading what's actually gone on in the Old Testament, how he's slaughtering every motherfucker, and he actually hates the human being that he's created, and he tries to curse them in any shape or form. Did you not read that? Did you not see that? No, it's just love, it's just love. Oh, it's just God. Oh, insecure, disgusting vermin. And so, I've got a lot to say about the minions. I don't like them. Right. And I'm not doing this to build the minions up and to awaken everybody into the wonderland. I'm doing it because I'm told to do it by the cosmos. There's a higher thing doing it, right? So, Prof. Liz Sunia, she says, about my self-empowerment, self-belief video, which I actually listened through last night, and I was happy, perfectly happy with every single word. I thought it is exceedingly articulate and well put together. It had a lineage, it had a beginning and an end, it was going somewhere, it went somewhere, it took you on a journey, it got you to question everything, and in the middle of it I'm calling a few people like Christians or Bible punches cunts, right? It's not love and light. Oh, fuck off. Right then, hilarious, Aaron. What pure body? Oh, thank you. I'm assuming this is what you mean, my beautiful pure body. You don't say, you don't make it clear. What is hilarious? You know, my comedy. Oh, it's good to know that you're appreciating my comedy. It is a little bit of an acquired taste, but there's a lot of comedy in what I say. Yes, pure body. Yes, well, actually, I do have a pure body, contrary to what you're going to say in a minute. You do drugs all the time. Is that a question or is that a statement? It's got an exclamation mark. So, you do drugs all the time. Well, you know. Where do we go with these people? You see, this is the thing. If on a video they see me drinking a bottle of beer, then the only time they see me is on that video, and they see me with a bottle of beer. Well, obviously I must be doing that 24/7, obviously. And then if I make a video about taking shrooms, well, obviously in my spare time I'm on shrooms all the time. And so anyway, you do drugs all the time. And why spewing so much vicious hate? Vicious hate. Well, I mean, you could feel that if you're of a sensitive disposition, but it's very, very, very rarely that I ever get hate levelled at me. I get ego levelled at me for sure, no problem at all with that, but hate, there isn't in actual fact a hateful bone or cell in my body. A lot of contempt for fools, just the same as Jesus had. Must be the Jesus reincarnate, I'm telling you, because I say exactly the same as he was saying, and I feel about the idiots the same as he did. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. What's embarrassing? How can it be embarrassing? Well, I'm embarrassing. To who? Embarrassment is your subjective experience. So you copy and pasting after the whole world, it is embarrassing. Something in itself, you see, this is what falls down when people think they're intelligent. Very, very quickly, just by reading whatever they say, you can see that they don't have a fucking clue about even the words and language they're using. Do forgive me, Professor Lissuina. I'm just looking what's like a fact, what you've written here, and I'm trying to make head or tail out of it. And so it's embarrassing. Well, I mean, I'm sorry if you feel embarrassed about it. Why do you feel embarrassed about it? What is it that's making you blush with the things I say? Because usually, you see, when we blush, we're blushing because we're trying to hide something, and then somebody says something and points out something that we haven't overtly showed the world. We've kept it all hidden in our shadow. When somebody points it out, oh, then we blush. And it's like, oh, you know, so why are you blushing? You're what, 60 years old or something like that, and you're still blushing? Really? Okay, you need to look at that. I do therapy sessions, by the way, and maybe you might want to take a couple of dozen of those with me. Oh, I would never take therapy sessions with you, you're so evil. Yeah, whatever, prof. Whatever. It's embarrassing. Nothing divine in these profanity-filled rants. Really? Well, you're not looking very hard. You're looking with cloudy vision. You're looking with love and light, obviously, because you want everything to be beautiful, like infinite waters. It's peace, it's beautiful, you're beautiful, we're all beautiful. No, the fact of it is human beings are very, very heinous, evil creatures, truth be known. And if they get left to their own devices, then there'll be hardly any of them left because they'll all fucking kill each other. That's why we've got such stringent laws and police forces and this, that and the other. And the police forces are getting stronger and stronger and stronger because they've got to contain these fucking heinous idiot fools of pink apes. Nobody will ever consult you for lessons on the ultimate bliss, so please spare such vapid lectures. Really, nobody will ever consult me. Well, you don't know nothing about how many people consult me, how many emails I get, how many private sessions I do, how many therapy sessions I do and have done over the years, and how many people hold me in high regard. You've only been on the channel for a couple of fucking weeks. Who the fuck do you think you are? You see, this is it. People coming on the channel, looking at somebody and think they know them from what's coming out of their mouth. You will never fucking know me. You will never know me, because I am too deep, I'm too vast, I'm too complex. I am the cosmos. And so forget trying to work out me. Many people have done it, and many people have died trying to do it. Aging absolutely assures no escape from the body becoming decrepit. Okay, so why you want to state that? So your attachment of grasping and clinging to your current methods as the only and best path to spiritual enlightenment is elitist. Well, so your attachment of grasping and clinging to your current methods as the only and best path to spiritual enlightenment is elitist. Well, I was long ago spiritually enlightened, and I've been in this physical shape for 45 years, and it's just something I do off my back like fucking water raining down on a duck. So I don't know what you're implying there. Ableist, ageist and absurd. So I'm elitist, ableist, ageist and absurd. What? Because you're old and you're feeble and you can't actually go to the gym and you can't keep your body in shape. So therefore you are now getting at me because I can, and you're assuming that I'm saying that because you are ageist, old and not very able-bodied, then you can't enter the kingdom of God. I did say that in this video. I said, look, the chances are, people, to be fair, it's going to be much harder for anyone who has a body filled with pain to enter the kingdom of God. Because, you see, oh, fucking gone and lost that now. Let me just go back, see if I can... yeah, here we go. Oh, I think I just lost the comment. Yeah, I just lost the comment. What I was saying... Okay, well, this is the old technology thing. This is what, fucks with us all the time. You would think that they could get this a whole lot better, and I'm sure they could, but they do stuff which, like, you write in the comment, and then all of a sudden it just disappears, yeah? Well, how does it just fucking disappear? Why does it disappear? And then if you've halfway through a comment, you need to go to the toilet, and then when you come back and then you press on something, oh, it's all gone again. It's just to take you out of the kingdom of God, people. It's just to bring about the conflict in one's mind. That's what this stuff is all driven and designed to do. I'm telling you, from a cosmic spirit, someone who knows. So anyway, let me get back to... right. So, yes, I'm reading between the lines now, and I'm taking it that you're not, well, I know you're not that young, and obviously you're not that firm, and you are thinking that I'm saying to you that you absolutely cannot get into the kingdom of God. It's because you don't know what the kingdom of God is. The kingdom of God is an absolute pain-free and pure state of mind. It's the best possible human experience you could ever have, and it entails even getting outside of the ego, because it's the ego that causes us all these issues and creates hell in this paradise. It's the ego that's responsible for all that. When the ego isn't there, then we're in the Garden of Eden. We are actually in bliss, and we don't know anything about any fucking thing. And so ignorance is bliss. And you see if I'm wrong. You see if I'm wrong. You see if you can get into a beautiful state of blissful consciousness or unconsciousness with aches and pains and illnesses when you know the body's dying and you're suffering, and you see if you can get into that kingdom. You can't, so what do? You pray to the man in the sky, and that you're just fucking wasting your breath. You're wasting your fucking breath, because there's nothing up in the fucking sky that's going to save you. There's nothing to be saved. You're eternal consciousness and you're just having a fictitious human experience. You will be in for a very rude awakening. Oh, let me go back then and get this into context. Nobody will ever consult you for lessons on the ultimate bliss, so please spare such vapid lectures. Aging absolutely assures no escape from the body becoming decrepit. So your attachment of grabbing and clinging to your current methods as the only path and best path to spiritual enlightenment is elitist, ableist, ageist and absurd. Each to their own, baby, whatever you think, but I'm telling you about my personal experience and how I've reached it. And I've reached it by being exactly what I am. So I don't need to take lessons from you, to be fair. I am the enlightened being that you're watching, by the way. Let's remember that. You will be in for a very rude awakening. I'm starting to see why your engagement is so low. And you should check your overt biases against the New Testament while trying to start a circle jerk for the Old Testament is further hypocrisy. Well, I don't know what sort of a professor you are, Liz, to be fair, but I would have thought a professor could put together some English sentences a little bit more easy to understand, to be fair. Just saying. Just saying. By the way, I don't know who you are. I've no fucking idea who you are. So you don't have to be feeling full of hate and pain and all this shit. I don't know who the fuck you are. I'm just reading text and I'm just talking about text and I'm talking to a camera. I'm not talking to a human being. I'm not talking about human being. I'm just fucking engaging in AI. That's all that's going on here, people. AI. And whenever you are looking at me, you think you know me, you think you know the awakened brave, you think you feel the awakened brave. You don't. You've never seen me, you don't know me, you're just looking at fucking pixels on the computer and you got to get things in perspective. That's what you got to do. Instead of, you know, falling into some sort of a trap that you think you know from what is coming through a little bit of a screen with a few words on the screen. You think you know something about me. You don't know anything about me. And you should check your overt biases against the New Testament, blah, 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 yeah, whatever. As you yourself admit, you really don't provide any insight into the future. You are woefully grounded in the immediate moment. Pity. Well, according to Buddhist philosophy, through thousands of years, you're the one that should be pitied. Because being grounded in the moment, which is all that there is, instead of praying, 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 believing, believing, believing in my love, he loves me, he's gonna cuddle me when I see him, when I get up into them clouds, he's gonna cuddle me, and I'm gonna live happily ever after. Good God, you think I'm pitiable? Come on, Liz, wake the fuck up. And as you self-admit, you really don't provide any insight into the future. Well, I'm not a fucking fortune teller. I'm not a prophet. I don't know what the fucking future is. I don't believe in the future. There is no future. There's just a figment of imagination of the future. I'm an enlightened being, and I know that all there is now. Now, 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 forever. That's all there is. There is no past, there is no future. Fictions, baby. And so, you know, there's a lot that you need to learn about life and about what it is to be an enlightened, awoken, intelligent, philosophical, spiritual being. And so you fell on my channel and you considered that, oh, thank Jesus for the awakened brave. And now, because, you know, I say a few things about your precious thoughts that, of course, you know, I'm pitiable now, and I'm a drunk and I'm a druggie and all these things. Yeah, you wish I was, but the fact of it is, you are heavily engaged with the living water which is coming out of my mouth, because the things I say have a truth on a level which far exceeds the delusion that has been promoted to you in the Bible. I'm reading between the lines, and I've read and I've consulted with many other thinking, intelligent beings who have studied this stuff for a long time and have had myriad experiences. And by the way, you can read in the comments people who have the greatest of allegiance with what I'm saying, because it fits their experience. And so that's all that's going on here. We've got experiences, and we've all got biases, and we've all got degrees of dogma, and we've all got beliefs, and we all think this and want to believe that and want to hold on to this and want to hold on to that. It's a very silly human experience. The human being doesn't know its arm from its fucking arsehole. The whole thing is a cosmic giggle. It is designed never to be deciphered. It is a full-blown paradox. And so any of you that are looking at me and thinking, oh, he said this once and then he said that, I'm going to say every fucking thing. I'm going to tell you that Jesus is the love of my life. Then I'm going to tell you that last night Jesus blew me in the astral. That's what I'm going to be telling. Do you want me to go into details about that? Jesus coming to me to blow me in the astral? I can if you want to. Just put some comments down and I'll tell you all about that. So yeah, people say a lot of things, and if anybody is clutching and grasping for what they consider is a truth, they need to keep themselves in check, because there is no truth. And the only thing that you can come remotely close in by finding truth is when you've got rid of all the bullshit. When you've got rid of every single thing what it is to be a human being, which is all fallacious, it's all phony, it's all bullshit, it's all paradox, it's all fiction, it's all biases, it's all ideas, it's all projections, it's concepts. That's all it is. It's delusion, illusion, Maya, concepts, people. And so I'm speaking from a depth which is so deep and so profound, and those of you who have read similar things that I speak about will know that depth and that profundity if you have experienced it. You have to have an awareness of it by reading it, listening very carefully to what they say, and then you have to do the variety of practice, and then you will enter into a particular paradigm and state of being, and then you will know what this cosmos is from that perspective. Until you've done that and been there, then you have no right at all to be speaking in any level really against any of the things I say. And so if you just want to receive love and light from phony fake fucks like Infinite Water, oh my God, I can't even think about him without grimacing and just, oh my God. But sad people are looking for that. They're filled with pain and insecurity, and they're terrified. What the fuck are you terrified for? You're fucking God. Everyone who has cosmic God consciousness is God. Now, there's only a few of us around, by the way, because the vast majority of people, they don't have that level of consciousness. And that's what Jesus acknowledged very, very plainly and clearly in lots of his sayings. And even to his closest apostles, he was tired of saying, because they still didn't fucking get it. And that's it. When you have an extended state of consciousness, you look at the masses, and if you gave a fuck, then you would pity every single one of them. But if you don't give a fuck, if you just think, well, the cosmos is obviously got an idea about what it's doing, it does everything for a purpose and it's beyond my cognition, well, who am I to be pitying the fool in the street? Who am I to pity the bloke that cans my beans? Who am I to pity the woman working 12 hours a day packing my chickens? Who am I to pity these people? No, they're all serving a purpose for higher evolved human beings. And if you look around in the world, the higher evolved human beings don't do any of that shit. They have it all done for them, like they are the queen of the hive. That's how it is, people. And so, that's one comment. Shall we read another one from Professor Liz? This one says, congratulations. Your work is referred to in Buddhist circles as bodhicitta, and there are many types, so please stop questioning your merit. Stop questioning your merit. Please stop questioning my merit. What? Like, I shouldn't question it because it's brilliant and it's genius. Your sense of urgency, and all sentient beings should be working on their own cosmic consciousness, is quite natural. Okay. In order to bring about ascension of humanity needed for this experiment to rise to the next level, there is a long legacy of this kind of work. It is a sign of a truly enlightened being. I suspect that you have also had this bodhicitta role in previous lifetimes. Now, this video, this was another video, and it came before the last one. So in this video, you're congratulating me and telling me how wonderful I am. And then the other video, you've heard something, and all of a sudden, you know, that's embittered you, it's brought out your wrath, and now you want to project onto people that I'm a druggie, and I'm an alcoholic, and I'm hateful, and all these things. Oh, make up your mind, Lizzie. And this is why I say, look, if you're a little bit wise, you don't be having knee-jerk reactions on this shit, because you just make yourselves look fools. What you do is, with somebody who is deeply complex like me, you have to listen to at least 100 videos to even remotely scratch the surface of where I'm coming from. And if you want to go further, then you'll read my book, where I explain many things very graphically. And it's written in prose. It's written for people who don't necessarily have any religious or spiritual experiences or anything like that. But it most certainly would help if you're going to get a handle on what I'm saying. So, well, I suppose this is about half an hour on this. Shall I continue to read some? Hey, why we're here? P.S. This comes from J.H.W. Hearth D. I don't know. It's a load of fucking letters, and it's got hearth in it. Or it could be heart and then HDE, whatever. P.S. I do know exactly what you're talking about. I'm 100% familiar with such things. This is extremely rare and precious, and of the highest value. You are at the doorstep of true rapture and eternal salvation. Well, you might want to tell Liz that, because she's got a different opinion. And this is no exaggeration at all. I am searching for people like you desperately, and can't find them because Christians usually are worshipping the Bible. But the Bible won't tell you anything about this. Exactly. Since these are the highest secrets which are not allowed to talk about. P.S. I sent you an email. Bought your book. Let's connect. Okay, well, those are the sort of people that I'm endeavouring to reach. And so you see then there's a contrast here from somebody that's got other ideas who doesn't have experience, clearly. This person clearly does have experience, and he can see exactly where I'm coming from, and he says itself in capital letters. It is exactly how it is from his experience. And so we'll read another one from the same person. This, what you call pattern recognition, is a projection from a spirit within your body connected to your mind. It's the first step towards that type of clairvoyance that is related to in your inner world, while there is a different kind of clairvoyance that is related to the other world and should be harder to achieve. You can take influences on the projections with your own mind against the spirit's imagination power. Projections are also possible through sounds. through a white noise. You could even learn to communicate with spirits that way, but this can get dangerous, especially when you have a lack of sleep. Now, oh goodness me, you can have some Christians attacking you now that you're the devil and you're evil, and because all Christians have been indoctrinated never ever ever to think for themselves, never actually look into their own hearts to see how they feel, never actually do any study or read anything else like outside of the hypnosis. You see, when you know about how hypnosis works, people, when you know how propaganda works, then the classic rudimentary, rule number one is Christianity or Islam, those religions, because they tell you, read this book only and believe exactly what it says. Doesn't matter how absurd, doesn't matter. Look into my eyes, look into my eyes, look into my eyes. Don't look around my eyes, look into my eyes. Read every single word, believe every single word. Believe, 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 believe. You need faith, faith, faith. Oh my God. If you saw this on television, in some sort of a spoof, you'd be going, ho, 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 ho. But it's actually happening. It's been happening for 2,000 fucking years. And there's an enormous amount of muppets out there who have just been fucking susceptible to it. And now they're walking in this somnambulism. They're walking in a fucking trance of their own fiction. And the fiction from these propaganda portals. Oh my God, it's so laughable. It's a fucking joke. That they can't see it because they're completely under hypnosis. Get them young, and that's the thing. How many people do I get on my channel who have told me that, wow, praise the cosmos, I escaped those evil fuckers and their indoctrination, and I actually saw the real truth that was going on, and they're a fucking bunch of evil fucking cultist motherfuckers. And that's the truth. That is absolutely the truth. All the churches have been built on those lies and that deception and that evil. The last thing they want is a herd of people who are thinking for themselves. That just wouldn't do. That's not what the control mechanisms and constructs are about. And so most rational people will accept all that. You see, there's a point where people won't go beyond, because I can speak about hypnosis because I'm a trained hypnotist. I can speak about propaganda because I've studied for many years. I can speak about all these things, and I can show you illustration after illustration after illustration of how all this stuff works. And some of you will grab it, and some of you will go, oh yeah, it sounds feasible to me. And then when you go, well, okay, let's just go one step further. You see that religious book you've got there? You see that crucifix you've got hanging around here? That is exactly what derives out of all, and that's it. All of a sudden, what's happened? You see, the propaganda and the hypnosis has been planted so deeply into their fucking very essence that they have trigger words, and it says in the Bible, don't believe anything else, don't listen, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Anything outside of is evil. Come on, people, I've got a lot of atheists and agnostics watching my videos, and of course you are all in adherence to what I'm saying. But the reason why this is, it takes up quite a lot of my discourse is because there's a lot of fucking idiots out there. And you know that. A lot of fucking idiots. And because I'm speaking about my spiritual experiences, then of course I've opened the fucking floodgates to these fuckers. And so, unless I change the name of the book, then I'm going to have to contend with them. I'm going to have to slay them. I've slayed, scores and scores of them. I've severed their heads. I've slayed them throughout thousands of years. These fools coming to attack me, they know not what they do. So I send them back to start again. Hopefully next time they come around, they won't be accosted by these religious indoctrination camps. Hopefully they'll be brought up in a different culture or something, and then they'll see the light. But those it's too late for them. Just send them all back. Send them all back. Yeah. Anyway, this is a very lengthy comment, and so I'll contact this person. we can see, of course, that there's all sorts, and we're all on a different trajectory. We all have different experiences, and we've learned different stuff, and we are culturally bound, and we are bound by society in many ways, and we're deeply programmed and hypnotized. And if people aren't familiar with these tactics, they have no fucking idea. And so when I get people coming on here who are not trained hypnotists, who are not philosophers, who are not deeply rooted in spirituality, with a whole broad spectrum of literature and experiences, they are just got their little myopic perspective of the world, and anything that's outside that and doesn't agree with them, and that's it, isn't it? And so look, if these people, they get too above themselves and they get too obnoxious, then I will throw them in the snake pit. That means I will delete them from commenting on this channel. However, I will always give people the benefit of the doubt, and if there's a little bit of some sense in their comments, then I will always give them the opportunity to think about what they've said, and I will give a comment back, and maybe if they've got a little bit of intelligence, then they'll go, oh, yeah, okay, I was a bit this, I was a bit that, you know, it wasn't a knee-jerk reaction. But you said this and you said that about my Jesus. Oh, please. So what are we going to do, guys, about this? What are we going to do about this? I don't know what we're going to do about this. I mean, look, I've written that book and I've had all those experiences against my will. I don't believe there's any free will, because I wrote the book because of all the powerful experiences. So did I actually have a free will not to speak about it and not to write about it, being the character that I am? No. Some of you may say, oh, I've had all the experiences that you've had and I am not compelled to write or, you know, talk about it. Well, you're a different personality. If you were a extroverted personality, then you would. And so I look at myself, I look at my lineage, and I go, well, it could never have been any other way. As to why I had these experiences, oh, well, obviously I'm a chosen one. Obviously. Have you had them? Can you articulate them? Well, come on then. Let's be chosen ones together. If you haven't, if you've not, if you can't, then you've got to leave it to the chosen ones then, haven't you? To be fair. And you can't be sitting there, you know, hiding behind your handle and because things don't agree with you. You've got to realise our status of being chosen ones, being highly connected to cosmic spirit. So I'm listening to Osho last night, and I'm not explaining who Osho is, because if you don't fucking know, then get off this channel, for fuck's sake. And Osho basically is just saying exactly what I've been saying now. There's just so many people who are sleeping, and they will never, ever, ever wake up to the broader spectrum of what it is to be a human being. And there was an interviewer which came from American television to interview him, and he's saying, if you're an enlightened being, then shouldn't you know this and shouldn't you know that? And it's kind of like, Osho was brilliant, absolutely brilliant, the best of the best, a truly enlightened being. And he says to the interviewer about enlightenment, people have got the wrong idea about enlightenment. They think if you're enlightened, then maybe you're kind of like Superman. You know, he didn't say these exact words, but it's kind of like if you are Superman, then you can see through women's clothes, and you can see their naked body with your powers, and then you can read people's minds, and then you can move these planets around in the sky, and all this sort of stuff. Being enlightened doesn't give you any of those abilities, unfortunately. What enlightenment does It shows you that you are not this human body. It may be a part of your dream, but it isn't the quintessential essence of what we are. When we become enlightened, we know we are cosmic God consciousness. Having a dream, part of a dream, creating our dream, whatever, we are it. Our consciousness is it. We are all that has been, is, and ever will be, and everything else comes out of that. That is enlightenment, people. And so when you've had those experiences, then you know that this is all Maya. Something that the vast majority of people will never, ever, ever grasp because they are not enlightened. And so, this is why people... they like to, pretend that they're a Buddha, and they like to sit in the meditation like this, and they like to go, and oh, I'm enlightened, I'm a Buddhist, and they do all this stuff, but they haven't had the experience. They've got no fucking idea what's at the depth of what is being said. And this is exactly the same in the Bible. People have got no idea of the depth of what's being said. And so what I will say to you again, what I'll reiterate, as I'm always reiterating, because I've listened and read lots of Gnosis stuff and lots of hidden secret stuff, Kabbalion, Kabbalah, fucking... all different sorts of secret society information about the cosmos that people have never wanted the fool out in the paddy fields to fucking know anything about. And so they write in code, and they hide everything because they deemed that they didn't want anybody else to find their secrets. But the point is, you see, it was never ever necessary to hide any of this shit. And I think probably they never tried to hide it for fear of the secrets being found out. They hid it from idiots in power, finding it and then wanting to kill whoever wrote it, because they knew that they knew something more than they did, and they didn't want anybody ever to know anything more than they did. So all of these spiritual enlightened people would have to write this stuff and then hide it for people, awoken, enlightened people of the future, to find it and to know what they knew at that particular time. But you see, what happens today is they don't hide nothing. They're well past having to hide anything because they have the power now. They have all the power. So they don't give a fuck what we think because we're not powerful. We're all on the hypnosis, the vast majority, and we have no power at all. And gone are the days where 10,000 of us could march on the palace and have a king or queen's head. Those days are long over. And so they tell everything. It's all out there. It's all out there in plain sight. And of course, the saying of the time is it's hidden in plain sight. And the only reason it's hidden is because the masses are under hypnosis. But it's all out there in plain sight for everyone to see. But people, they don't have the ability and the power to decipher this stuff. And first and foremost, you have to be gifted spiritually, you have to be gifted intellectually, and then you have to be gifted with cosmic consciousness to be able to put all these three things together. And if you don't have those qualities and attributes, then you don't know what the fuck is going on in this world. And anybody that questions what I do here and says to me that no wonder your views alone, you spit in hate and this, that and the other, I'm given a message. I'm told I am driven to give a message, but I am not driven and governed as to how I do it. There is a certain facet of free will in the delivery that I do. Or it's more like, probably, I was chosen to do it because I have the quality and the attributes and the believability and the intelligence and all that stuff to be able to give the message. And it's inconsequential whether I, upset a few people along the way. It really is inconsequential because the cosmos just wants it to be out there. And as soon as I've said it verbally, as soon as it's gone on to the internet, then it's in the Akasha. As far as the cosmos is concerned, it's in the Akasha. And this information will be permeating people via many, many ways. And just because there's people that are completely indoctrinated and shrinking violets and want the world to be in a certain way, I am not going to be bowing down to you. I am vastly over and above any of you that want to bring me down. You will never ever bring this thing down. It's not possible. It doesn't matter how it's attacked on whatever level. I'm impervious to it all because I am doing the job of the cosmos. I'm doing the job of the God himself. God itself, whatever that is. And many of you people can see that and you appreciate that. But of course, there's all different sorts of people here, and with the variety of videos that I have, which are quite predominantly religious oriented, then I'm going to get all of these sleeping fools. Why am I doing it? I don't know. I mean, as far as my ego is concerned, I don't know why I'm doing it. I'm perfectly comfortable doing it because I'm living like a king. I've got everything that a man could possibly want, peace of mind and complete health and tranquility and severance from all the fuckery and everything like that. And so then I do this as a job payback for all that stuff. And that's it. So I don't have to change. I don't have to comply with anybody or anything. I don't have the slightest or remotest intention to comply to anybody or constrain my personal idiosyncrasies. I just tell it. I've been given the freedom. I've been given the freedom of God consciousness, of pure Christos, to deliver this message however the fuck I want to. And so many people deeply appreciate that. The ones that don't, you've got a choice to make. Have a great day.